Hi everybody, welcome back to Kaelie's Reads. I'm gonna pause my show here. Second. What you see on the screen is my book tracker opening. I did add some new things to it from the last time. Let's go. So you'll see that the month used to just be like October. Now I added the year to it, and I will tell you why in a minute. I also, let me put this at the bottom here. I'm gonna unhide. Okay, I will. So here are, let's go back to reading one. So I believe the month having the year on it is the only thing that has changed here. Yeah, that's the only thing that has changed. Oh, and the favorites. Favorites and least favorites have the month and year on it now as well. I will show you why they have the month and year on it. Now, anyway, I believe. Oh yeah, my audiobook links, instead of just saying they don't have an audiobook currently when I input the book, but they may later, instead of saying N/A now, instead of saying N/A, which means not applicable, they now have 0 hours, 0 minutes for that. Leave. Yeah. I believe those are the only changes that were done other than books being added. The enough list has not changed much except added books to it. Pause books has not changed. Here's a new tab. I added a TBR tab. Sorry, oh, I have it, so let me go to freeze panes, unfreeze panes, and then freeze room. I forgot I did that for a second. That's not how I want it to be. So for TBR, we have title, author, authors, format, read status, which is either I still have my DNF and my because this is basically an import from the storygraph that I took out the information for, so it still has the red, it still has, I believe, red. Let me put a filter on it. I can tell you what exactly it has on it. It has ignoring the 2015, should have, it has currently reading, did not finish, read, and to read. And you may be wondering if it's TBR, if it's my TBR page, why do I have my read, DNF, and my did not, my read, my DNF, and my currently reading on here still? That is because for the for the um for the purpose of a formula that I will show you in my stats page, and I don't know why this is not wanting to focus right now. And of course, it's not wanting to open. Hold on just 1 second. It's giving me an issue. Hold on. It does this sometimes. I just have to close the window and then open it again. Oh, here it goes. But, oh, it's gonna, yep, it's gonna close. Um, then now I just have to wait for this to up again. But yeah, the reason I have that shelf or that page has my read, my currently reading, and my DNF on there still is the way I set up the sheet is it will pop up. Then we will turn this filter off, clear, and then turn that filter off is because and then tags. We put today's date, and here's, even though it's probably not when these were added onto StoryGraph, that's when I'm gonna put them. That they were added on the spreadsheet. Oh, it changes the date for me. Okay, that works. Okay, so minus, it changed the date on me, but whatever, it works. I forgot when I drag it down like that, it works. It does that, but, so here's so you've got red status, and then added date, which is cut off, so I'm gonna do that. And then tags. Tags is what I use too, because on my StoryGraph and on my Goodreads, each one of my books has a shelf for that trope. And then whether I own the book or not. And then here's what you'll see a lot of them. So if it's on my TBR, it doesn't have a check, but if it's off my TBR, hence what that says, it's checked. That's because in my stats page, there's a stat that has a formula in it that tracks my pages for, or my TBR books for me. And that, doing that checkbox and that formula that I learned from Cindy with her books, or Cindy with books on YouTube. I'm not sure which. Um, um, is that's how I do that. This page I made and imported, but like my reading, um, my reading log page is made by Novelty Corner. I added some things to this page that she did not have, but the base of this page, the DNF page, the paused books, I believe. So these first 3 pages up to TBR are made by Novelty Corner. Series Tracker is from Cindy with books, or Cindy with her books. Same with she had her key in, like, on the same page as her tracker, but that confused the heck out of my brain. So I made it the um I made it a different page, but it's from her. And then something that you can get if you want to use her base, if you want to use her tracker, like her whole tracker, as a base, you can get her 2026 version on her Etsy shop. Um, I bought her 2024, no, 2025 version, I believe, which she still has for sale. But she just posted her 2026 version, and I just watched the video and then manually added these. So, a thing that she has on her um series tracker is she has books in series, books read, book books to read, and then currently reading, and then actively reading. So this actively reading is something she added for 2026. And it goes off of this column right here. And I manually added this. So I bought her 2025 version, and then I manually added whatever she had on her 2026 version that I liked, because I did not want to spend the money. Although she does make hers very cheap, so that helps. But I did not want to spend the money to buy something when I can just watch her video when I have the previous version and add it to that spreadsheet. And then she, I don't know what color well, on the 2025 version, you can change the colors, but she had up until 2027 picked out, but I added the other years, and then I added um extra boxes for the coming years and I'll pick those colors. And with all these YouTuber um spreadsheets that I use as bases, they make theirs in Google Sheets. I started using mine in Google Sheets, but then I transferred everything to Excel. So, and then she, and then she, I don't think she had, the only thing that's different other than the extra years in her spreadsheet, and, and like she only had up until 2027 in her spreadsheet. In her 2025 version, she only had up until 2027 figured out what year. I added the rest of these years. She had the reread was italicized, owned is underlined, not released yet is gray, or maybe I added the gray, I'm not really sure. And then she had DNF. One thing I do know is she left her not read yet in white, not a filled in box, but I changed it to a filled in colored box. Here's another page from Novelty Corner. It's just my Kindle Unlimited savings The next page is also from Novelty Corner. It's library savings. Here's one that I basically copied and pasted the series tracker as the base, and then I made a challenge tracker out of it. So there's what that there's what so far we have TBR is the only fully original one that I have. Then challenge tracker is based off the series tracker, but is kind of had some extra added things like end date, start date, or start date, end date, challenge. So challenges, so it's name and then host and then status, goal, red, and then I also shoot. Oh goodness. There we go. And then I also have a thing that my mom helped me add because I'm not very good with Excel formulas. Is how much I exceeded my goal by. So it takes what's an H, so my goal versus how many I read, and tells me if I exceeded it and by how much. And then here's the percentage. And then here's just the percentage, which is also from the challenge. And then here or the series tracker. And then here's the percentage, like the bar itself. And then in order to get my my um my totals here, so you'll see that this goals all together is going off of H, um, and then books read all together is going off of I column, and then books to read all together is going off of the first two totals, which I don't understand why that's a negative number, but it is. And then currently reading is count if. So it is going off of the checkboxes. So if I click a checkbox down here, it will mark it as finished, and then my currently reading, I should change that to currently participating in all together. I'll do that off screen. So I'll change that off screen. So if I mark a checkbox over here, it will take the challenge out of this number. So let's see. Because it says I've got. Oh, because it's counting all the true or all the false boxes together. So this one should be. Oh, wait. I want to check and see. This, yeah, that one's right. But it is turned off. So that should be. That it should not be checked off. Or should it? Oh, yeah. It should be checked off. So the reason why it says 31 is because it's counting all the unchecked boxes. Because it's counting from N2 to N147. That's why it says I'm currently reading, but it should say participating in. 31. What is. And then here's the readathons. This one is completely blank, but it is. I just have 2 in here as a test right now. And then, yeah. So I'll type in the start date, the end date, and then the readathon name is a drop down. The host is a drop down. The status is a drop down. The goal is a type in. I've read. So for read, it takes what my goal is. Again, this is based off. The readathon is based off of the series structure. So let me show you in my series. So number of books is a type in. And then read is a type in. But then unread is basically F column minus G going all the way down. So that's how it is for the challenge and the readathon page. The every letter challenge is just a type in page, and this is from Sydney with her books. But and again, like I said, the challenge tracker and readathon tracker I created, but the base is from the series tracker from Sydney with her books or whatever. I can't remember her channel name off the top of my head, and I don't want to go look it up right now. So that's all a type in. This is all a type in. This is I type in, and then we get to my statistics. You may see, so the base of this, so this whole page, it's just titled, instead of all statistics, it's titled statistics, um, is based off the novelty page, YouTube channel she created. This is the base. The only thing that's different is all the YouTubers I want to create a new spreadsheet for each year. I don't want to do that, nor do I have the time to do that. So I took, so here's the all statistics page. So that's why in some of these columns with formula, you'll see an asterisk. Um, so going back, here's my 2025 for 2025 statistics, and I just tracked for each year. I tracked month and how many books I read that month, and then my least favorite. And since now that my least favorite have the month and the year for my all statistics, it has to have that asterisk at the end of it, so it ignores the year. So it calculates all of it. So from 2017, because that's the first book that I have in this spreadsheet, from 2017 going down to 2025, I total have read 39 books in January, 26 books in February, 37 books in March, and so on and so on. So I have, if I go here, sorry, I'm gonna go down here, click left click, or yeah, left click on the title, and then normal, right, or right click on the title, left click on the, and then normal click to get this box to pop up, and then I'm gonna and shift and arrow down. That's how I just selected all of them, and then I'm gonna click OK. So here is my stats for 2017. You will see that is, I only read one book in 2017, and it was in May, and it was not a least favorite, so that's a 0 out, but it was a favorite of May in 2017. And then we've got 2018, which is the same thing, but there are a couple least favorites, and then a couple favorites, and then a couple statistics that. So I read for 2018, I read in June, then I read in October. Those are the only months. I'm gonna hide these as I go through them, so it makes it easier on myself too. And you'll notice that a lot of them are green. That is because I color coded them the same way that they're color coded in the series tracker. So here's 2018. Let me unhide these actually. I'm gonna go and quickly make the change. This I'm gonna do with camera because it's just easier and quicker this way. There we go. Now it says the year on the page itself. So there's 2017. And we're going to change this to be 2018. Whoops, I typed it in the middle of word statistics. Not what I meant to do. 2018. And then here is the 2019 statistics page. And I just typed in 2018 again because I was distracted. So here we have one least favorite in January, three favorites in January, one favorite in March, and one favorite in June. There's how that page looks. And sorry if this recording gets abruptly cut off. I'm trying to do this quickly. Well, my mom, my mom is at an event that I did not want to go to. So here's my 2021 statistics I need to, or my 2020 statistics. Let me go down to that's not matching up here. Now I think that matches. Just about. So here are my 2020 statistics. And I will try and do a deeper, a more in-depth video if you want to. On these. Here's my 2021 statistics. And then here are my 2022 statistics. You can tell the years that I started reading more. 2021 was actually the year I graduated from high school. Um, So I started getting not too much more free time because I was doing college classes online, but a little bit more than what I was getting in like 2019. Because the end of my junior going into my senior year was the year that COVID-19 hit the US. So, and then here's my 2023 stats. And I actually graduated from high, from college May of 2025. So if you would like to do that math and figure out when I started my college classes, you can. A little bit of tricky math, but because you can't go off of my age. Because I was technically an adult when I hit my when I started my senior year of high school. I'm not, I am, jeez, I am not going to tell my, um, birth month or birth year. I think I have said it before on this channel. So if you want to know when my birthday is, you can go look at previous videos and see if I have said it on there. But I am trying not to say it anymore for personal reasons. And then here are the most recent. So the last page I was on was 2024. And here are the most recent stats for 2025. We only have one. We have, I've read 4 books in December already. We've got 3 that are favorites and 1 that is a least favorite. And you may notice, so when I go to create a statistics page for 2026, which I may just go ahead and do now, I'm just going to move. I'm just gonna, well, I'm gonna right click on the 2025 statistics, go to move or copy, click on that, click this checkbox that says create a copy, and I'm gonna select categories because that's where I want it to be. And then where it says 2025 statistics number 2, I'm gonna right click on that again. And I'm going to change this to be a 6. and then get rid of the 2 in parentheses. And then here, I'm just going to change, the 5 to a 6 in all of these formulas. So it is gonna zero itself out. And yes, this will take a while, but at least the tables and the formulas are already in place because I just copied, pasted the from the previous year. And then once we get into the new year, I will hide the 2025 statistics page and just have the 2026 statistics page up. So you'll see as I change it from 5 to 6, when I press enter, it's going to zero out, which is exactly what I want it to do. Um, and then once I get this all these zeroed out, I will have to go and change the color of the statistics page for 2026 because I copied the 2025 color over. So there's the books figured out. So now let's change all these. Be zeroed out. And this, at first, when I created the first page, and because I had to create a page for every year starting at 2017 and going up until now, it did take a while. But once I got it all how I wanted it to be, it is gonna be easier to do. Because of course my brain is like, if you're gonna change something, change it through halfway through the end of the previous year. So end of or not previous, end of the current year. You can't wait till the start of the new year, of course. But of course, now that I've got it set that way, it's gonna continue to go that way. And in case I don't like having the separate years anymore, I do have a backup set of this, or I have a backup version of this spreadsheet, without the separate years on it, in case I want to go back to that, but still have the ability to go back to the separate years if I would like. after I get done with this, we will go through what the rest of the pages are. Just gonna do this 12 more times again. Now, 10 more times left. Nine more times left, thank goodness. I have to change this. You're gonna be halfway. Now we're halfway done because we're on the 6th month of the year. So, 6th month of the year. So, halfway done with fixing this. Then we've got to go to the series tracker and see what I made. 2020, what color 2026 is. It's kind of hard to tell which ones need to fix when they're zeroed out already, but I just have to go and look up in the formula bar what year is put in the formula, and then you're good to go. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. And I keep having to check it. I have a Galaxy. I have a Android phone, so I have a Samsung Android smartwatch on my wrist. So if you see me looking down or my wrist coming in front of my face, that's what I'm doing. Checking what the notification is to make sure that everything is good. Now I just have to go to Sears Tracker Key and check and see. And then it looks like I have to go home. And then I'll have to go to more codes. And then copy this hex code. But then click OK. So there's what 26. Yeah, you'll see that 2025 here is that purple color. So that's what the statistics are. But then we have 2026. Is the same purple color right now, and you'll see that everything before 2022 is that red color, or that, not red, green, or that dark green color. I swear I'm not colorblind. That's just, I saw the DNF color, so. Okay. Oh, you can link. I clicked the wrong thing. There it is. I need to do tab color, do more, and then select that, copy that, done. So then categories. So this page was also made by, the base of it is made by Novelty Corner for her spreadsheets. I think she used it a little bit in 2026, but not a lot in the 2026 version. I did some of the things that she had on hers were typing, but I made them drop down, so, and some of these things I added specifically for myself. So here's where all the drop downs get their information. That is the last page that I have on this spreadsheet. And yes, I know the TBR and this is like a weird dark half yellow, half orange color for TBR. Um, okay, so, yeah, you'll notice that I have added some books to my red shelf, and then some have been on here for quite a while. I just haven't finished them. And that is because I lost access to them through my library, because my library used to use both Hoopla and Libby. Now they use just now they just use Libby. So that reminds me, I need to search for the books that I have. Pause. One of these I own. Maybe if I'm gonna add a filter here for right now. If I can filter that, and I'm gonna go down to I'm gonna unclick select all, and I'm gonna select um, currently reading and pause books. Yep. So here are my two currently reading books. Both of these are by Michael Connelly. So we've got Resurrection Walk and The Poet. Both of those are by Michael Connelly, and then I have House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Moss or Mass, however you. I think it's Moss. Maybe it's Mass. I'm not sure how you say that. Which is the book that I'm gonna look up on my library now. House of Earth and Blood. Yep, my Libby has it. I don't think of the graphic audio version and the just regular audiobook. Um, the first book in the best-selling Crescent City series. And place just the regular audiobook on hold, because I think that's why I didn't like that book, because I think on Libby I only had, or not on Libby, but on Hoopla before my library got rid of Hoopla, only had the graphic audio versions, and the music between the scenes was throwing me off just a little bit. But yeah, so now I should be able to start that when my hold comes through. But I'm second in line for that audiobook, and my library has 25 copies of the digital audiobook through Libby available. And there's one person waiting per copy. And right now I have 2 loans out. I have trunk music, like the trunk, like the back of the car, not the back seat, but like where you store things. We call it a trunk in the US, but I know in the UK they call it the boot of the car. So I have the trunk music by Michael Connolly, and then I have the poet, because right now I am trying to, let me get rid of this filter. I'm gonna leave that filter on for right now. Let me make sure. Okay, it will pop back up, hopefully. Let me show you why I have 2 different books out by the same author. And it's gonna be easier if I go to Goodreads. Even though that I use Storygraph more for my statistics and stuff. And yes, I have them out on ebook, but I use Alexa to read it to me, so it, in my mind, that still counts as an audiobook. And if you guys don't count audiobooks or listening to a book as reading, this is the wrong channel for you, because coming from someone who has a disability that affects her physically, so she can't hold up um, big thick books for a long time, or sometimes can't even hold her Kindle up all the way for a long time. Most days, audiobooks become her best friend. So I am reading uh the Harry. I'm reading from. He has the Harry Bosch series, the Lincoln Lawyer series, the Renee Ballard series, and then the Jack McVoy series. But I am reading it from the um, Harry Bosch Universe series. So as Goodreads says, universe of the books connected to the Harry Bosch character. Source for the order is the author's website. Source for the order is the author's website of the reading order. If a character later connects to the Harry Bosch series, all of that character's books will then be added in published order. See the discussion in the GR library group for more info. And by GR they mean Goodreads library group for more info. And it looks like they put the link there for us. Hold just 1 second. Um Sorry. Trying to get comfortable. And I have a kitty cat, one of my kitty cats, on my lap. And she is not making it easy to get comfortable. Okay, we're good. There we go. I want to duplicate this tab real quick. And then I want to go back. Here's the newest one. This is the newest one in the Lincoln Lawyer series that he put out or published just this year. And I have the audiobook on hold through my library. Okay. Okay, so yeah, looks like this. I'm gonna go to his website, and by the way, it does feel like his books, even though it says he joined Goodreads in 2011, I think he was publishing before then, if I remember correctly. They just added all his, yeah, it says proving he's got, okay, and he's got, um, a lot of his books were made into TV series. So, like, Bosch got made into Bosch, sort of watch. Yeah, coming soon. And I think if I Google when was this post, doesn't tell me when it was posted to his website. So I will. Okay. Let me see. Not what I need. I want to see. Maybe this one is a new one. I know they just started. The Lincoln Lawyer is on Netflix, and that is, funny enough, currently what I'm watching. I've started the Harry, the Bosch, and I think. Let me go look on my TV app because that's gonna be easier. I have started the Bosch series, so I think that's what this. So that's already out, and I've started this. Let's see, and this I have saved on my um app to watch, but that is not what I was looking for. Where is Is it under? It's not under biography. Is it under about? No. Under two. It's not under that. It's not under that means extras. Uh, can I see? Oh, it's got Lincoln Lawyer movie. Um, let's see where the I want to see. I just want where the there it is series order. It's under books books and publishing order. Yeah, see, he it says he's been a member of Goodreads since May 2011, but he started publishing in 1992. So, then we've got uh, also appearing in the yeah. So we've got all of them going down to 2024. Then we got the Mickey Hollis series starting in 2005. So the Lincoln Lawyer was published 2005. Brass Verdict for that series, which is book 2, um, is 2008, then 2010, then then 2011, and then it looks like and then 2011, 2013, and then it looks like he takes a break from the Lincoln Lawyer series until 2020. And then 2023. So that is the book, The Resurrection Walk is the book that I'm currently reading. And then 2025 is The Proving Ground. Nine Dragons was 2009. The Crossing 2015. 2015, The Wrong Side of Goodbye, 2016. Yeah. So it looks like they put it in publishing order. It looks like he's got Detective Sergeant Stillwell. Yeah. And then we got Rachel walking appearances. Yeah. So it looks like they don't go. It looks like so it doesn't go in a straight line. They name whatever series and then go down that series. It looks like the oldest book they have is 1992, and so far the newest book they have is, of course, 2025, but they will have one that goes out in May of 2026 for him again. Which I want to go to all of his books, not just the Harry Bosch universe books. Go through them. This is sorted by popularity. Is what mine is sorted by. I could do it by original publication year. Yeah. So that brings up the newest one. So it looks like, yeah, he hasn't listed, they haven't listed on his website, but not on his sorry, excuse me. It's been a long day and a late night, and I have to get up at 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. It is currently 8:57 p.m. here. So it looks like they have ironwood on um his website, but they don't have it on his Goodreads quite yet. And don't mind me. I'm gonna check my. I know my package was delivered. But like I said, my mom's not here to bring it in the house for me. So we'll see. So I am going to, I believe that's one. May have to go through. I first need to check the. Let me check. Let me go back then. And back again. And back another time. And let me scroll down to the series list. Here's all the different series that he has. Yeah, he does not have. So it looks like he may be starting a new series when that book comes out. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Oh, I just needed to scroll down further. That's why. So it looks like there's already. Oh, they do have it on his Goodreads. And I'll just add that to my 2026 releases. Shelf there, and I want to copy and then click on this. They have it May 19, 2026. So let me open my Storygraph profile. I want to see something here. I'm going to add this to my new releases 2026 shelf here. I want that to pop up, and then I'm gonna click on this. It said it had multiple editions, 7 editions, and I want to get it so it's on a Kindle edition. So I'm gonna go to editions on Goodreads and click the very first one I see. And of course it's not gonna like me. What the hell is going on with Goodreads? This is like the third or fourth time it's done it. Come on. Okay, refresh there. Yeah, but I had read, going by the order of this, I had read book 1. I had a funny thing is, before I started reading, going off of the Harry Bosch universe storyline or reading order, I had started reading the Lincoln Lawyer. That's because I had looked up his books because I had started watching the Lincoln Lawyer series on Netflix first, and then I wanted to read his books. So now I'm going through it because Harry Bosch is not on the Lincoln Lawyer Netflix series. Um, so I probably, I'm funny enough, I just reread the Lincoln Lawyer so I could get to book 7 before. So I had read books 1 through 6, reread them again without tracking them so I could get, um, so I could continue reading book 7 because I had stopped because I had gotten confused. So when I get to book 16, I'll probably skip it because I've already reread it and go to book 17, read book 17 and 18, skip 19 because I've already read that, read 20, read 21, read, I don't know if I'll have access to that, the black and blue, maybe on the library. I'll have to check, but since it's 21.5, I'll skip that one if I can't have access to it. Skip 22, 23, and read, if I have access to 23.4, I'll read that one. But if I don't have access to any of the 0.4, 0.5 books or whatever they are, basically the point books, I'll just go to the next whole number. So then I'll read 24, read 25, skip 26, read 27, we'll just say, read 28, read 29, read 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, skip 35, read 36, 37, skip 38, that's what I'm currently reading, read 39, 40, and then 41. And then continue going like that until I get through all their books, and then I will. The nice thing about following this order of things is I will start and read through the Renee Ballard series, the Jeff McAvoy series, which you may have noticed if I go to my series checker. If I scroll down to close to my empty boxes, or my empty boxes here, or my boxes that are not filled out, which some of them, yeah, see, we've got oh, Lincoln Lawyer's up a little higher. You can't see it on this page. Yeah, it's up a little higher. But we've got the Harry Bosch series, which I believe, since it, even though I'm following the Harry Bosch universe, reading where I have all the series split into their individual series. Because it didn't make sense, because I had already put the Lincoln Lawyer. Up here, which, let me see if I can, let me filter. Can I filter this? Oh, it filtered the whole page. There it is. Oh, get filter. There it goes. Yeah. So here's the Lincoln Lawyer series. And it's got with the proving ground being it's got 8 books. Let me make sure. Yeah. With the proving ground out now. Whoa. It's got 8 books total. I suppose could get rid of the filter. I could have just my mom's home. Could have just gotten rid of the filter. Ooh. Okay. Get rid of the filter here. Clear filter. And then I can just go. Just add the Michael Conley books, which I need to go through. Oh, yeah. I need to add. I need to add. Where was that stupid series? I forgot it's not gonna pop up on this page. Can I have my box? Okay. Is it? I just pull it open. Not for me. I've done it 4 different times. That big box. Nothing. Maybe they were out of the small ones. Does it tell me? Sorry, I got 2 pairs of earbuds. It says wireless charging, which is not true. Alright, let's see. They're shrink wrapped. Yeah. And it doesn't tell me which color is which. Doesn't tell. That's the brand. Nope. Phantom purple. This is purple. And then purple, which is what I ordered. I ordered a light purple and then dark purple. See, light, and then that one should be dark. They probably put the stupid little dots. Yeah, you're making sure you're not overdrafting, right? Because I don't want to have to start my first day at my job and you come across my desk as an overdraft. Yeah. Okay. Last time I checked, I was good. Yesterday? Mom, can I have a little baggie, please? Well, I have the little extra earpiece things. Thanks. And Let's go. Sorry. Let's go to the series. Down here, more series. And then click this one. And now that one's going to peel this part off. Peel that part off. That one. And then it's cold on my ear because it's what I'm going to do down here. So, catfish. And then perfect for the rain on series. And I scrolled down too far. I don't know. And having this earbud plugged in make better audio or worse audio. But we'll see. Um, so we're on the next blank in series. And we're going to grab this, just first part of it, and we copy down. Hey, whoop. Anyway, copy that, and then paste that And I want to do that so it matches all the rest of them. And then we're going to go back here to series trip. We're going to get rid of this filter so it pops up. I'm going to click that for the new title. And then I'm going to touch that so that it won't fall. Peel this. Out. And then I'm just going to start typing in my MI. And then I'll leave and I'll shorten my scroll bar for my authors. Since I have so many authors, I'm going to click that. And I'm going to click over, click this. Now I need to look. Hello? Yep, sorry. Not looking. And there's two primary works in here right now. So I'm going to say 2, then 0. This at active. And then if I go down to author again, and I is what I want to do. And I just want this and click you. So, sorry, I'm trying to get this twisted under. There we go. Plug that in. That's good too. I want to see if one cord will work. Probably since, yep, one cord. Both of them. There we go. Okay. And then I'm just click all these so that they're all active there. And then clear filter. Put right. And then so now that I've had these before. I don't know. Um, orange, image, please try this. Um, Okay, we got one active. Yep. Now it says there should be 6 active. Series, let's let me scroll over, and I want to filter, and I need to be true, false, and don't show blanks. Okay, I think because my spreadsheet of my workbook is getting so big. It should be, yep. And here are all my six active. Oh, because I'm going. Oh, yep. It should count as 9. I think that's counting it as 9, but I think if I let go of this filter, which is okay, I think okay, but clear, yeah, should be. Yep, here's the it says right is charging. There, right. I've got 2 different earbuds in here, so let me take care of that. That got knocked out super easily, so that tells me it wasn't all the way in there how it should be. Okay, uh, just can't find um there's 6, which I believe is right. And there's 6 active, but 102 that I'm currently reading. So I've got backup earpieces, an extra charger, and 2 maintenance, which is anyway. I think now scroll down to the bottom. I don't think all the way. So all is filled out except for the color here, which is that color, which looks more yellow than orange, but I guarantee it's orange. At least that's what Excel calls it. So I just need to, whoops, this one should be not orange. Where's my gray? There's my gray. So we've got one orange and one gray one in the series so far. So we want to copy that. This one's already out, so I want to paste it in there. And then I want to scroll down. And scroll down. Or copy that. And then, because I know how it's going to copy, I don't put it in that box. And still do that. And I know that may be a little bit hard for, I didn't even fix it. You guys to read maybe there. But there's what my, so there's what my series look like. And like I said before, I've got 6 active ones, but I'm in total, because this counts. These, and this goes off of the check box. I'm currently in the, oh, this goes off of the up-to-date checkbox, and the other one goes off active checkbox. I was looking at the wrong box, but I'm currently reading 102 series, but I'm actively reading 6 series. So, bye guys, you have a good night. Lay down and watch some TV and read.